Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is The Witcher, Seasons 1 through 3. Geralt of Rivia is a witcher, which means a badass monster hunter. But witchers have taken a magical potion which makes them kind of mutants, and a lot of people don't trust them, though Geralt is a real good guy. The show begins when the wizard Stragobor tries to hire Geralt to kill a princess who he thinks is prophesized to destroy the world. But this princess, Renfri, seems pretty cool, so instead of killing her, she and Geralt get it on. But since Stragobor wants her dead, Renfri wants to kill him first. And to draw him out of his tower, she and her gang are gonna start killing innocent people. Geralt can't let that happen, and so it's an epic fight scene! Oh, the awesome fight choreography that made this show originally famous. In the end, Geralt has to kill Renfri, and Stragobor doesn't even thank him for it. In fact, he blames this whole mess on him, so Geralt is run out of town, hated as the Butcher of Blaviken. Now over in the kingdom of Cintra is the young princess named Cirilla, Ciri. But right now Cintra is being conquered, so her grandma sends Ciri away, tells her to find the Witcher Geralt of Rivia. As Ciri's escaping, she's being chased by the Black Knight of Nilfgaard, and now Ciri screams, unleashing some crazy powerful magic. Yeah, she might be the princess prophesized to destroy the world. Elsewhere is the hunchback Yennefer of Vengerberg. One day she gets a visit from a sorceress. Yeah, congrats, you're a wizard, Harry. She takes her to the sorceress school of Aretuza, where Yennefer is having some trouble at first, but turns out she has incredible potential. So this sorceress Tissaia becomes Yennefer's mama bear and chooses her as her apprentice. So Yennefer undergoes the intense graduation procedure, which gets rid of her hunchback and makes her super hot. Now Geralt has met a bard named Jaskier who wants to help rebrand his image. He writes him a theme song that is an absolute banger. Toss a coin to your witcher, O Valley of Plenty. So Geralt is beloved as a monster hunter who protects people and becomes kind of a celebrity. So Geralt takes a bath, which happens many times on this show, because he's invited to a fancy royal party at the kingdom of Cintra. But wait, what happened? I thought Cintra was conquered. Yes, that was the big surprise in season 1. Geralt's story so far has been taking place in the past. As part of Witcher's mutation, they don't age. The big drama at this party is when a mystery knight declares his love for the current princess Ciri's mom. But turns out this knight is, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. The queen orders this monster killed, but Geralt steps in to protect him, like this is clearly not a monster, it's a guy who's been cursed. Indeed it is the princess's beloved. Turns out being cursed is pretty common in this world. But now True Love's kiss breaks the curse, and yeah, he's a human again. But Geralt saved his life back there, so it's like, Witcher, what do I owe you? So Geralt claims the Law of Surprise, a fun custom where you get the first thing you didn't know you already had. It's normally something small, like your tree grew an apple or something, but right now he finds out his girlfriend is pregnant, so Geralt is bound by destiny to this child of surprise, Ciri. In the present, Ciri is on the run, and it's mostly uneventful, but whenever she gets in trouble, she loses control and unleashes her magic, which is crazy powerful. One day, Jaskier gets cursed. I told you it's very common. So Geralt takes him to a sorceress to heal it, and he meets Yennefer of Vengerberg. Geralt takes another bath, where he and Yennefer start flirting, and they get it on. Sorceresses don't age either, so over the years, whenever their paths cross, it's a long-term booty call. They're keeping it casual, they've got a no sleeping over rule, but eventually, as tends to happen, they admit they've fallen in love. Now, the procedure that made Yennefer hot made her unable to have kids, and now she's decided she really wants one, tries all sorts of dangerous magic to make it happen, but it's just not gonna work. Geralt's like, good, I don't want kids anyway, but Yen's like, joke's on you, you kinda already have one. And right now Ciri needs his help as we've caught up to the present where Cintra's about to be invaded. The Brotherhood of Sorcerers is debating if they should help, but the old guys in charge right now are mad at Cintra for rejecting a Brotherhood advisor. They decide to let Cintra get conquered, and it does. But Yennefer and the younger sorcerers decide to step in because if they don't defend this pass, the Empire of Nilfgaard will conquer the entire north. So season 1 ends with a big magic battle. One of our friends, Triss Marigold, unleashes her powerful nature magic. But one sorceress, Fringilla, is working for Nilfgaard, and she's helping them out. Leading the fight is the battle wizard Vilgefortz. He duels the Black Knight Cahir, but he loses. So it's Yennefer who saves the day with an enormous fireball. And so for now, Nilfgaard's conquest is stopped at Cintra. Geralt missed all the fun, but now he fights his way out of Cintra and finally finds Princess Cirilla. In season 2, Geralt is now protecting Ciri, and it's that classic spunky teen with a grumpy father figure situation. They travel to the Witcher stronghold of Kaer Morhen. There's not a lot of Witchers left these days, they ran out of the potion to make new ones. Geralt hopes that Ciri will be safe here, but right now one of their brothers is cursed and turns into a tree monster. So Geralt realizes the best way to keep Ciri safe is to train her how to fight. Meanwhile, in the aftermath of the wizard's battle, Yennefer has disappeared. That fireball used too much power, she burned out, completely cut off from magic. Yennefer is captured by Fringilla, but then they're both captured by the elves. The elves in this world have been horribly persecuted by the humans of the northern kingdoms. They meet the elf leader Francesca, who is a powerful sorceress. Yennefer's like, hey, we can be friends, I'm actually a quarter elf. But it's like, look, if you don't have pointy ears, you don't know our struggle. But Francesca has a use for these girls to help her visit a creepy magic hut. Obviously, its owner is an evil Baba Yaga demon, but to Francesca she appears as the goddess of the elves, and they make a deal: I can help you have the first elf baby in generations. What you gotta do is ally with Nilfgaard to fight your common enemy, the Northern Kingdoms. Yeah, Nilfgaard mostly doesn't hate elves. Their whole thing is we're all equal under our glorious emperor, the White Flame Emir. Ciri has been learning to fight by doing the Witcher obstacle course, but when Geralt takes her to watch him fight a monster, their monster is killed by a bigger monster that Geralt has never seen before. So Geralt visits the scholar sorcerer Istrid, who incidentally was Yennefer's college boyfriend, and we learn about the history of this world, the conjunction of the spheres. Yes, a bunch of dimensions collided, and humans, elves, and monsters all found themselves on the same world. The mysterious monoliths are thought to be portals to these other dimensions, but no one knew how to open them, until Ciri broke one when she screamed at the beginning of the series, and that's theoretically where this new monster came from. We find out Ciri's ancestor was a powerful elf sorceress who had the magic elder blood. She was betrayed by humans, so she made a terrible curse that one of her descendants would destroy the world by ushering in the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, the Wild Hunt. And that descendant is Ciri. Now Yennefer finally catches up to Geralt, who thought she was dead, so these two reunite. But earlier she made a deal with the Hut Mother to get her magic back by delivering Ciri to her. So she kinda kidnaps Ciri, but as they travel, she falls for this kid and decides to call it off. But Hut Mother keeps her promise to the elves, and Francesca gets pregnant. But now that they have a baby, the elves don't want to risk their lives fighting in Nilfgaard's war. But that night, their baby is killed by seemingly northern assassins. So the elves are real mad, gladly stay with Nilfgaard's army to take revenge on the northern kingdoms. But the Hut Mother feeds on pain and suffering, and now she's able to escape her prison and possesses Ciri. So back at Kaer Morhen, she makes Ciri scream to break the monolith in their living room and unleash interdimensional monsters. It's a big fight, the Witchers verse Velociraptors, and in the end, the Witchers win. Now they go through the portal, which leads to, I guess, Mars, and the Hut Mother leaves them because this is her home dimension. She's one of the Wild Hunt. They're like, hey Ciri, come join us, cause you're one of us too. But for now, Ciri warps them out of there. And good news, from this adventure, Yennefer gets her magic back. So Ciri's got a lot going on, but Geralt and Yennefer vow to protect her no matter what. But besides the Wild Hunt, Ciri's being hunted by the Empire of Nilfgaard, for reasons that have been unclear. But now we meet the Emperor, Emir, the White Flame, and he is Ciri's father. Yeah, the main villain of the series is Sonic the Hedgehog. In Season 3, Papa G, Mama Yenners, and little Cece are living off the grid as a happy found family. Geralt has continued to train her, and oh yeah, Ciri's an expert monster slayer now. And Yennefer's been teaching her magic, so Ciri's on track to be the strongest person on the continent. But Ciri's father is hunting for her, and we don't really get the story of how he became the Nilfgaard Empire or why he became such a bad guy. His Black Knight, Cahir, is in the doghouse for all his failures, so to prove his loyalty, he makes him execute his elf friend. And Cahir is now starting to wonder, are we the baddies? Meanwhile, someone has been kidnapping young girls and brainwashing them to think that they are Princess Cirilla. It's got to be a powerful sorcerer doing this, so Geralt and Yennefer attend a Brotherhood of Sorcerers party to find out who the bad guy is. The main suspect is Stragobor, who's been a douche since episode 1, but Tissaia has been challenging him lately with help from Vilgefortz. In fact, these two have fallen in love. With help from Yennefer's ex-boyfriend Istrid, he and Geralt stage a fight to distract Stragobor while Yennefer searches his room. She finds a bunch of evidence, including his manifesto about how he's doing this because he hates elves. He's like, yeah, I do hate elves, but I don't know about this other stuff. So that night at bath time, Geralt and Yennefer realize that was maybe too easy. They realize the bad guy dropped their bracelet, Vilgefortz's bracelet. Yeah, he doesn't love Tissaia at all. The nice guy thing was all an act. Vilgefortz is a very bad dude, and he's working with Nilfgaard, portals in a strike team of elves. And so it is an epic wizard battle. Tissaia launches a magic bolt that kills Francesca's husband. No, Filavandrel. In the end, old man Stragobor wakes up from his nap. Oh, we're killing elves? Now this is a party. And so Stragobor saves the day with the power of racism. Outside, the Black Knight of Nilfgaard, Cahir, is coming to kidnap Ciri again. But she's not a little girl this time, and oh, she fights him off. But in the end, he surrenders. He's like, Ciri, I'm sorry, I think Nilfgaard might be the bad guys. So he runs off to reassess his life. Now Vilgefortz comes for Ciri, so Geralt's fighting him off, and yeah, Vilgefortz isn't that strong. But this whole time, he's been hiding his true power. He's way stronger than anyone knew, and easily breaks Geralt's back. He follows Ciri to the giant monolith near Aretuza. He's like, Ciri, I want to help you unlock your power, but Ciri doesn't trust this guy, so she uses her power herself and blows them both up. Geralt wakes up in the middle of the woods where he's rescued by dryads. He befriends one especially, Milva, who whips him back into fighting shape, and pretty soon he's fully healed. The Brotherhood of Sorcerers is fractured, and Tisea died, now Mama Bear. So Yennefer gathers her friends, and they rebrand as the Sisterhood of Sorceresses. Ciri woke up in the middle of the desert, where she has a spirit vision quest with her elven ancestor Falca. She wants Ciri to embrace the dark side, but Ciri realizes doing that would end up hurting the people she loves, so she rejects her for now. Now she's captured by bounty hunters and brought to Nilfgaard, but wait, that's the fake Ciri! Yes, Vilgefortz, who's all scarred now, is trying to trick Nilfgaard by giving them one of his fake Ciris. It seems he doesn't know that Emir is Ciri's father, but he hasn't seen her since she's a baby, so he might not recognize this one's fake. And Emir's about to have a huge problem with the elves. Remember when the elven baby was killed and it looked like Northern assassins did it? It was Emir who killed that baby to trick the elves into continuing to fight for him. Now Philippa finally tells Francesca, and Francesca's real mad. Meanwhile, there's been a big subplot with the biggest Northern kingdom, Redania. The spy master is Dijkstra, this buff, bald old guy who's working with his sorceress best friend, Philippa, who can turn into an owl. They've got big plans for Redania, but the current king is kind of a doofus who's not really listening to their advice. So they assassinate their king and crown his brother Radovid, who they hope will be easier to control. Incidentally, Radovid is a huge fan of the bard Jaskier, and these two start dating. Meanwhile, the real Ciri is coincidentally freed by a scrappy group of young thieves called the Rats. When Ciri helps them out in the fight, they're like, yo, you should join us. What's your name? Being the most wanted person on the continent, she uses an alias, the name of her elven ancestor, Falca. Geralt is headed to rescue Ciri in the wrong place, cause like everyone else, he thinks she's currently held by Nilfgaard. The story continues in Season 4, but Henry Cavill has left the show, so next time you see Geralt of Rivia, he'll look a little different. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.